Yo, that's that shit. Yo, that's that shit. Yo, that's that shit. Yo, that's that shit. Oh shit, I got your head bopping. For the shit that I'm popping. Awesome, you know that is real. Because I'm signed and sealed. No another faces in this rap shit. Cause I never make whack shit. Yeah, you like it or you don't. Listen, I fucking love that record. You talk about, again, one of my favorite songs ever. Yo, just that George Benson loop and the way that Diamond D put it down. Diamond D, unappreciated producer out here, man, for real, for real. Again, I've always said that, you know, you gotta expand your hip-hop taste outside of the main guys we hear, like the Nas's and the J's and Ghostface. Yes, of course, all those guys are incredible. They've made amazing stuff. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that you may or may not know, or you might have heard of, that have dropped equally amazing songs. They may have not made as many amazing songs as Nas and Jay, but they have songs that have impacted the culture. So, Diamond D is a perfect example. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was actually just to puff my chest out a little bit. I just wanted to know, who are these other reviewers on the YouTube and why are they talking about hip-hop? I mean, I'm sorry, man. Like, someone asked me in the comments, they're like, hey, are there any other music reviewers that you fuck with on YouTube? And I was like, not really, man. Like, you know, I check out a lot of different people's opinions on hip-hop, and I look at the music reviews, and to be honest with you, they're all trash. Not all the hip-hop, like, commentaries. Of course, there are some who are very brilliant and who I even, like, learn things from. Of course, like I've said, I've mentioned Doggy Diamonds a lot. I like Doggy Diamonds' content, right? So when he interviews, like, various singers or producers or things like that stuff is very enlightening to me. The foundation that Jay runs, where he's kind of has interviews with rappers from back in the day, or just even tries to explain what makes Coogee rap dope, what makes Rakim dope. That stuff is brilliant stuff. That's like, honestly, some of the smartest shit you're gonna find on hip-hop on the internet, okay? And then, of course, there's Soren Baker. I check out some of Soren Baker's stuff. I watch his videos, his interviews with people, you know, sort of hip-hop history and their decision-making and things like that. And then, of course, a little bit of Vlad, right? So the point is that there are, of course, people out here who are very knowledgeable when it comes to hip-hop, especially hip-hop history, and they're documenting that history, and I respect that 1,000%, right? What I'm talking about is a slightly different. It's the review aspect of this rap shit. So, like, whether it be new songs or even sometimes old songs, the reviews are kind of weak to me. I'm just looking at people, like, talk about stuff, and I'm not seeing any intellectual depth or, so, you know, real kind of, like, analysis. And I'm not saying that you have to necessarily go super deep with it, because it is music at the end of the day. It's a feeling, but it's almost like the people talking about it don't even listen to the damn songs they're talking about. They're just like, hey, Illmatic is great. It's like, yeah, anybody can tell you that shit. Anybody can tell you it was written as a dope album. Anybody can tell you that Nas is the greatest rapper ever. I mean, it's played out at this point. It's cliche as fuck, right? All these people are doing is borrowing, you know, ideas and thoughts from real niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, respectfully, right? Things that people been saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been telling people that Illmatic is the best shit I ever heard back, like, in 2005. And I was late, you know, in all, all things considered, you know? Because I didn't hear Illmatic till 2003. Like I said, circumstances of how I grew up and things like that, it just never reached me. I wasn't able to get a copy of the album. People weren't really talking about Illmatic like that before 2003. I think that's when he came out with the 10-year anniversary. So that's, again, my point. Is that, like, I'm sure there are people before me who were in the industry or otherwise who were looking at this, you know, not Illmatic and Nas shit and being like, yo, this is the greatest shit I've ever heard. I know people personally that I've talked to who were around back then, and they were rapping, they heard Illmatic, and they stopped rapping. They were like, this rap shit's not for me. Like, like, it's changed. Nas just took it to another level. I'm whack. I'm gonna just put down the mic. So, of course, my point is that there are people that know this stuff, but again, the people that are reviewing on YouTube, you could tell these are guys who are new to this shit, or who maybe were around at that time, but they're followers, you know, so they don't really have original thoughts of their own. They're just dick riding what, smarter people have said and come up with, right? things they've maybe read in magazines, and now that certain things have become sort of part of the major hip hop conversation, now everybody's it's like, yeah, it's a great album. Like I was telling people that Supreme Clientele is one of the best rap albums I'd ever heard way back in the day. And again, it's not way back. I'm sure there were people who heard it in 2000 that thought that shit, right? To me, I heard it in 2005. Supreme Clientele, and I bought it. I was just like, oh, this shit is fucking crazy. That actually got me really deep into the Wu, because I had heard the Wu before, but I was more of a Ray and a Method Man sort of solo act kind of dude. And then I heard Supreme Clientele, and that really like took it over the water for me. But my point is this, man, like a lot of these cats, their tastes are suspect. The stuff they're saying is suspect. It's like they don't really study the shit and, do their homework. And honestly, man, like, it's played out. It's played out, man. Like, one thing I will say, again, to toot my own horn, is that I think I have pretty good taste. Now, of course, you're not going to agree with everything that I say. And none of this stuff that I'm saying is fact, necessarily, because music is a discussion, it's an opinion. But I think there are observations that are stronger than others, and that's just how these things go, right? I have a lot of different tastes. I like a lot of things in hip-hop. I've always been into boom bap, trap, southern shit, west coast. I like different coasts. And again, I noticed that some of these reviewers, they are stuck in one box. They only listen to like a certain type of rap from a certain era. And so everything that they think about rap is from that era. But again, hip hop has been around since the early 70s. So it's like, and the sound has evolved multiple times. So if you still are like acting as though the new boom bap shit is the best shit ever, it's kind of like, where the fuck you been? Like that shit, we've evolved from boom bap. Like boom bap, we've moved on from boom bap. Fortunately and unfortunately, right? Boom bap, like any other subgenre of hip hop, even though it's my favorite, it's the rawest in my opinion. It's overall, I would argue, if I had to pick one as the best, I would say that boom bap is the best style because it's raw. There's a video I actually was watching that I'll link in the description so that you can check it out. But the point is that in any genre, anything that's repeated over and over again and is not like evolved and people aren't doing anything new with, it's going to get stale. And this is exactly, in my opinion, what happened to boom bap. It is natural. No matter how good a certain style is, if it gets repeated to death, it is going to become stale. And if people don't add new elements or bring something new, and I mean like not just like new for the sake of new, but new that like reinforces and what makes the old element so great, if that makes sense. Once you do that, that's when you can try to evolve things and make it sound appealing again. But until someone does that on a consistent basis, it's gonna remain stale. And this applies to anything across the board. It applies to movies, books, art in general, shit, even just like building structures, anything human beings create. There's a certain style, there's a certain thing that someone comes out with, it's innovative, people copy it to fucking death, and it becomes lame. Boom bap has become lame. I can't stress this enough. Like, when I listen to a lot of these guys that you guys tell me is supposed to be dope, whether it be, like I said, the Griseldas, or even underground rappers like the Ransoms and shit like that, I'm like, this shit is lame to me. Like, you're not bringing anything new to the table. I've heard this type of song, I've heard this rhyme pattern, I've heard this type of beat 1,000 times, and this is not even the good version. This is just like some basic version. That cannot be ill. There's no way you can tell me that shit is better than what some of these guys are doing, like Pierre Bourne and them in mumble rap, right? It sounds cute to say, oh, mumble rap is stupid, it's better than mumble rap. But the reality of the matter is that some mumble rap, like the stuff that Playboy Cardi and Pierre Bourne is doing, is more hip-hop than a lot of the shit that y'all are calling hip-hop right now. Because they're at least advancing. They're, adding new elements to a subgenre, to trap, and doing something new and creative with it, while reinforcing what makes trap hip-hop dope in the first place. That's how you innovate. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not seeing people, when they're giving their reviews, really go in depth and talk about the shit. I'm just seeing a lot of dick riding, to be honest with you. And like, anybody can dick ride, but who can really give you that, honest sort of like perspective that's informed, right? I can. Anyway, just wanted to say that. I mean, look, listen, if you have reviewers that you really like, feel free to leave them in the comments. I would love to check them out. I'm not seeing it, man. I've checked out a lot of these people. The reviewers are lame as fuck, man. Peace.